Regarding Office Emoji, I found the proposed designs rather mixed. Despite it now being mid-2020 when offices no longer exist, I agree that we ought to devote one episode's focus to office products. Re our need for a filing cabinet, I have perused the emoji catalogue and found that none of the options have anything to offer in the interesting department, although Twitter offer a 2-story riot shield. I suggest we invest in WhatsApp. You might expect that a card index emoji is a blatant sign of the bottom of the barrel, but how wrong you'd be would be quite low. You'd be mostly right. However, the designs of this emoji serve up some important emoji lore, as we have an actual named character. You know the general female face of Apple emojis? Smooth hair, vacant stare, bright and fair, otherwise bare? Well, she has a canon name. This is Jane Appleseed, and it's not exactly my place to out her, but you may have previously known her as John Appleseed. That's public information here on Emojipedia. In fact, she's been fully doxed. There are some less charismatic women lower down, and baby strollers. It's hard to imagine that card indices weren't already on their way out in 2015 or indeed 2010. Emojidets have their list of contacts in the business of index card manufacture. Messengers is best. Now, this emoji charts the number of emoji per episode of Mixed Emoji over time, and this one charts the quality of executive surnames appraisals. Those with just 2 corners and overly parallel rates do not seem like realistic charts of whatever they might be charting. In this metric, Samsung's design is far preferable, except it ends with a direction contrary to the overall graph flow, so things might be leveling out as far as we can tell. We need to unmistakably portray the trending increase or decrease. Mozilla's decrease has an amazing bit where it goes back in time a bit. Having soft edges or hard edges, or Messenger's flash cartoon aesthetic, or being OpenMoji, or thick lines, or too vague a grid, or too precise a grid, or the same lines for the grid and the value, no. That's bad graphonomy. None of these are great, but SoftBank does the most okay. Bar charts chart bars, but how much bar can a bar chart chart? The limitations of everyone's stubborn visual aesthetic come into play here, because bar charts have their own aesthetic that we should respect. And that's something quite close to SoftBank, who chart highest here. The exciting world of stationery brings a pushpin, which can even be translucent, or a bobbin pin. Messengers is actually stabbed into something, which is a bit scary to think about. Accidental self-harm is the second worst kind. Samsung. For the round pushpin, the biggest risk is accidentally drawing a lollipop. This will be of particular use in a home office for repeatedly pressing the Y key. I like Facebook's. How is there no stapler emoji? Let's submit that in the next Unicode Consortium proposal. I believe there has to be space for an office stapler. The main use for a briefcase emoji is representing a massive off-record cash transaction, our main source of income. We've got some lightweight options, satchels, purses. Really, the only sturdy looking options are kind of poor designs and a little too close to a toolbox, a separate emoji. So it's going to be WhatsApp. If you liked this presentation, email me. Choosing a symbol for email is complex because mail is envelopes, we know that. Email is not envelopes, despite beginning with E. But it's a skeuomorphic suspension of disbelief that we're all in on. We recognize that the envelope is symbolically part of email. But emoji has lots of normal mail things, which I'm not going to hint that I'm going to do an episode on, and email is separate, so we need to distinguish them. Designers have chosen E or at, and I'd have to contend that the E of email is a lowercase e. With this capital E, this reads more like a catchphrase clue. The at works a bit better, and JoyPixels know where it's at. We look forward to your response. If you liked this video, please applaud.